It is finally here. After months and months, mock drafts and all, we are finally here. It's draft day. I'm not talking about the movie, but I did watch it myself, so I don't blame you
It
guys if you
is
watched it.
on in my townhouse currently as we speak.
Really?
I put it on this morning. I wake up first, and all my friends are asleep right now. So we're
Uh-huh.
gonna wake up to Sonny Weaver Jr. pulling off, weirdest trade ever.
Vontae Mack, no matter what.
No matter what. Okay.
Welcome again to Third and 10. I'm Nate. That's Brian here to my right. We are excited. Episode number 3 of our renowned podcast. And what better way to give it to you guys on a day that is going to be life changing for a lot of men today.
Mm-hmm.
257 men will have their lives changed for the better. A lot more even after the draft because it doesn't stop once the last pick is announced and selected. We'll dive into all that in just a bit, but big day for us, Brian, and it's not just for all the teams, but more specifically our Giants because they need to nail this draft. We made that loud
They
and
do.
clear, and yeah, dude, this is gonna be another life, not well, another franchise altering day for Joe
Yeah,
Shane
this
and friends.
this pick at 6 or whatever the Giants decide to do with 6 could either put the franchise back on that track of making it back to the playoffs, or it could set us back 5 years again, and we're looking for a new regime. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of pressure on this one. This is I kind of Joe Shane's got 2 drafts now under his belt. Kind of feel like this is this third one. This is the big one. This is the one where you have to show us, okay, we have a competitive roster on the field. Let's go.
100%. I mean, we've talked about it before. This team already has so many holes as it is, and with so few draft picks, then we expect for the Giants because we traded away a second rounder for Brian Burns this offseason, and we traded away a seventh rounder for Isaiah Simmons last year as well. So the
Mm-hmm.
Giants have about like 6 picks. So depending on what Joe Shane thinks, maybe he decides to trade down at some point in this draft. Maybe he trades up, as we'll also get into today as well.
I saw a trade
To
up that's
Yeah.
absolutely. I saw a proposal that if the Giants do it, I might stop being a Giants fan.
All right. Well, we might as well get to it then. Can't waste any
Yeah,
more
let's
time here.
dive right
Uh,
in.
as always, we start with first down, our first segment of the show presented by SeatGeek. Use the code BellyUps for $20 off your first purchase. So, for those of you looking to go to a Giants game once the season begins, SeatGeek is the place to go. And unfortunately, I don't live in the New York area, as you guys know, but hopefully one day I'll get to see MetLife Stadium and see the Giants play in person.
See the Giants play in person. It's great. You're not missing much with MetLife. It's an air
Yeah.
conditioner. It's a dump, but it's our dump.
It's our dump for now until we somehow get the day we get a new stadium. I'm gonna rejoice, but
See, like
yeah,
it's not gonna be for old Giants Stadium was built in like the 70s, 60s. So
yeah.
like, that stood till 2010. So
Hmm.
like the time to get a new stadium will be 60, 70 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to get a new one. All right. So for those of you who are either living under a rock or just have no idea what the NFL draft is, I got your back. So the draft starts today, April 25th, and lasts till April 27th. It starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time today, 8 p.m. You live on the East Coast. It also begins on Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, and on Saturday, which is rounds 4 through 7, at 9 a.m. sharp in the Pacific, 12 p.m. on the East Coast. So there are 7 rounds in this draft. This year, there are 257 selections total. The draft is taking place in Detroit. So shout out to the Lions and congrats to them for being able to host this event. Last year was Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken, right,
Yes.
Brian?
Yeah. Because they had the whole like big deal of bringing out the Lombardi trophy and all that. Yeah.
There you
All just
go.
the whole spectacle of it.
Yeah.
We don't have
So
it this year, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Detroit does with it. I think they're going to put
yeah,
on a good show.
I think they are too. They're a city that deserves to host something like this,
Yeah.
especially with the success they had this past season.
Oh
This
my
just
God.
adds
Yeah.
on to the fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
No, they're like they're I know they haven't won anything, but I think they're one of the more well-known brands in college football and in NFL.
Yeah, no, 100%. The Chicago Bears have the first overall pick in this year's draft. They have 2 first-round picks, actually, thanks to the Carolina Panthers being the worst team in the NFL last year. So much for trading up to get a quarterback in Bryce Young, just for you guys to be bad. The top 10 pick.
Missed out on Caleb Williams.
Yeah. At this point, I feel like they would have taken Caleb over Bryce Young if they could go back in time. But this year, the top 10 picks are as follows. The Bears are first, followed by the Washington Commanders, New England Patriots, Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Chargers, New York Giants, Tennessee Titans, Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bears again, and the New York Jets round up the top 10. Like I mentioned in the beginning, 257 men will have their lives changed today, with more even after the draft. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, there's 32 teams, there's 7 rounds. Wouldn't there only be 224 picks? You are correct. However, teams are awarded compensatory picks for players that they lose in free agency. So that needs to be considered as well. Now, 3 teams will not be choosing the first round today unless they trade up. Those teams include the Carolina Panthers, Houston Texans, and Cleveland Browns. Guys like Caleb Williams, the quarterback from USC, Jaden Daniels, the quarterback from LSU, Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas, also from LSU, are just a few names to consider, as they'll be at the draft themselves in person, waiting to hear their name called and go up to the podium and shake Roger Goodell's hand.
Yeah.
One more thing before I give it to you, Brian. The Chicago Bears are expected, of course, to get Caleb Williams with the first pick.
Have you seen the odds for that? The draft
What
odds,
are the odds?
The betting odds?
No.
So if you were to bet $100 on Caleb Williams to be the first overall pick, you would win a profit of 50 cents. That's how set that Caleb Williams is going number 1 tonight is.
Just for fun, I would just bet $1 on Jaden Daniels going number 1 just to get.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted the same thing. I just want to throw $1 because I know it's gonna be ridiculously profitable.
Yeah, just throw it out there and see what what could happen. So yeah, hey, if you win, you win. That's what matters. Exactly. With the Bears drafting Caleb Williams, as we know it's going to happen, this would tie the Colts for the most quarterbacks drafted in the first round in the common draft era since 1967. The Bears are the only franchise in the NFL that has never had a 4,000-yard passer. Think about that. 4,000. No quarterback in their franchise has passed 4,000 yards.
No. It's ridiculous. The Bears, for a team that's been around as long as the Bears have, to have such incompetent quarterback play is just really crazy when you think about it. Who's the best quarterback in Bears history? And Jay Cutler has an argument.
There you go. Good question here from our friend Cold Iron. Shout out to you, my guy. Have either of you attended an NFL draft event before? Yep, same as you. I have never been to a draft before. I'm waiting for them to come to SF so I could attend it, but other than that, I have not. I've always watched it from home.
Always watch from home. They're not coming back to New York anytime soon because they had it in New York for a year, so it's not coming here. Maybe it's in Boston or Philly that I can drive out there, but no.
Nah. Well, it was in Philly not too long ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I was in high school.
Fair enough. There's been only 1 year in the common draft era where 4 quarterbacks were selected in the top 10. That is likely going to happen again today when Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and J.J. McCarthy could be chosen in the first top 10 picks. The last time quarterbacks or more than 4 quarterbacks were selected in the first round, that was 1983.
We could have that tonight. Based off the rumors I'm hearing
Based
right
off
now.
the rumors? Oh, 100%. Actually, no, 4 quarterbacks were selected in the top 10 in 2018.
I was going to say, I was going to say,
yeah.
It was Baker, Sam Darnold, Allen, and then Rosen.
There you go.
Rosen was 10. That's what he was.
To Arizona.
There were 9 mistakes before him.
There you go.
No. They were right. There were 9 right decisions made before you, bud.
The first round record for quarterbacks is selected in the first round was 6. Actually, my apologies. 3 of those quarterbacks were John Elway, Jim Kelly, and Dan Marino in 1983. So just some notes for you guys to know, some history as well.
Great ESPN 30 for 30 about that draft. Elway to Marino. They bring you through the entire draft process. It's great watch.
Well, thank you for adding to my playlist on what to watch today before the draft.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Brian, I guess the first question I have for you is what do you expect from this draft today? I'm not just talking about the Giants because we'll dive into the Giants later on as well. But what do you expect from the league as a whole tonight? What are you excited about? Which players you think might rise, might fall? You got the floor.
So I really think this draft is going to start at 4. I think right now, based off what we're hearing, it's going to be the 3 quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3. Jane Daniels came out and he, dismissed the rumor that he didn't like Washington. So Washington was probably going to take him at 2. I heard that unless the Patriots get like a Herschel Walker type package, they're going Drake May at 3. So that leaves the Arizona Cardinals at 4, and they're going to be the ones who set the tone for this draft. Are they going to go draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and get the wide receiver? Are they going to trade down with maybe the Giants or the Vikings so the Giants can draft, McCarthy? That's where this draft starts. So I'm really interested to see what exactly the Arizona Cardinals are going to do in order to kick things. I think once that starts, we're going to have a chain reaction that's going to completely alter this draft.
I think that's the exciting part about this year's draft, right? Because we really don't know what's going to happen.
No. I mean, you can make the argument the draft starts at 2. I think it's going to be 3 quarterbacks, but we don't know for sure if Washington likes Jaden Daniels. Are they going to go McCarthy at 2? It's kind of toss up. I feel like for the past few seasons, we've kind of known the first 3 picks have kind of been locks. Now we're getting kind of close to locks as the draft nears and more rumors kind of come out. But I think this is the most wide open draft we've had in a while.
Do you buy into the JJ McCarthy report that he is likely to go to Washington, or is that just because the odds are for him going there?
Yeah, I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I really do. I want to we had the same conversation about Will Levis last year. There were rumors that Will Levis would go 3, and he ended up falling to the second round. And I've heard many people compare, JJ McCarthy just this year's Will Levis, where he's going to have all this hype outside of the draft, but once draft night comes, you're going to see all these smoke screens just, blow up people's faces. He's just going to plummet.
How far would he fall? Do you think he's going to fall? If he were to fall, I should say.
I think he probably would fall late first. If late, he's not going to get to the second round. I think it's going to be a quarterback needy team will pick him up. But yeah, no, I could see him potentially falling to the late. I don't think he will. I think he's going to go top 10, but I could see if these smoke screens are true, him being teens.
I would say that the latest he falls is the Raiders.
Yeah.
At 13. After that, I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't see him falling any more than that because Denver at 12, Minnesota at 11. If they don't trade up, they're gonna get him. It's just a matter of where.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I understand this whole draft has been mostly about quarterbacks, has been the main conversation. What about receivers? Do you expect all 3 of them? And if you guys don't know who all 3 of them is, that's Marvin Harrison Jr. out of Ohio State. Please follow the Giants. Romo Dunze and Malik Neighbors from LSU. Do you expect all of them to be chosen in the top 10? Or do you feel
I expect all to be chosen in the top 10. I think especially if a team trades down, they're going to want to pick up the wide receiver.
Okay. Is there any player that you're looking out for in particular, not just for the Giants, but is there anyone say that stands out to you that will get selected in the first round or stuff that?
I mean, it may be a little bit Joe Alt is a guy I'm really looking to see where he goes. I think he is by far the best lineman in this draft. He only committed 4 penalties in his entire college career. He played in college for 4 years, committed 4 penalties. You never heard his name on the broadcast. He was just, a good guy. I think whoever gets him is going to get a franchise caliber left tackle and really build that line out.
He could go as high as 5 to the Chargers and as low as.
He's one of those guys where he's you don't know where he's going. He, again, like you said, he can go 5 to the Chargers, and I think the Chargers said this morning they really like him.
Hmm.
But don't be surprised if he falls out of the top 15 because of just trades and different guys prioritizing different positions.
I really do hope he goes to Tennessee.
I do
I
too.
understand they need a left tackle for sure. However, I will mention for all you Titans fans out there, which could be rare, um, if Alt is there at 7, he may not be the for sure pick because the
No.
Titans do have a lot of holes. You can always trade down, still possibly get him later,
Yeah.
or get yourself a JT Latham from Alabama. So
Yeah.
just for you Titans fans, I don't know. Just a quick note for those Titans fans out there that are a little bit worried about their draft. I know they lost Derrick Henry this past offseason, so that obviously hurts. But at the same time, uh, hey, just like a
I
lot of
mean, like
teams
Derrick
today.
Henry plays a very, volatile type of game. Like
Hmm.
he's so much fun to watch, but like you give him a long-term contract, he might, he's one bad injury away from, not being an effective runner anymore because he's just so built on like bruising physicality. Those running backs don't age well.
Do you feel like Tony Pollard was a good replacement for Tennessee, or just quick question in regards to
Oh
that? Do
yeah.
you feel like he's a good replacement for Tennessee, or do you feel like they should possibly upgrade it?
I think they should
And
upgrade in the draft because we saw
okay,
Tony Pollard get RB1, time in Dallas and just
hmm,
was never able to replicate the success. So I think Pollard's a good running back, but I kind of think of him as like Devin Singletary, where like he's good, but like he can't be a bell cow. He needs to be like the leader of a running back by committee
there
kind
you
of
go.
thing.
Okay. Well, just like the Titans, all 31 other teams will be scrambling to see who rises, who falls, what positions they will, you know, address tonight. And it's just the start of 7 rounds. So it's going to be a fun draft. I'm very excited. It starts at 5 o'clock for me today, 8 o'clock for you. Um, I know we're supposed to keep it family friendly to an extent, but I wouldn't be. It'll be rude to not ask if you have everything ready for tonight, and if you know what I
The
mean.
plan is ready. We will be going out shopping at 6:30 p.m. for what we need.
For those of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, just know it involves drinks.
At Blue
Food.
Mountains.
Is food going to be involved?
We got this. You probably it has to be involved.
Yeah.
We'll probably get pizza from a pizza place up
Okay.
here. So pizza, wings. Just typical. Make it like a nice Sunday spread. When you got the games on, it's gonna be the NFL draft.
Wingstop. Wingstop is the place. I tell you.
Nice.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sir. But as we as we shift our focus from the draft to the New York Giants, because we cannot record an episode without talking about our beloved G-men. Um, some sad news in a way.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Brian has some different opinions from what I have. We heard recently about Darren Waller. We have criticized him for so long about his inability to make a decision to play in 2024, and it just came out that he and his ex-wife Kelsey Plum have filed for divorce after 1 year of
Mm-hmm.
marriage. Uh, that was unfortunate, and I understand if that is the reason behind his long decision process. But there's a report that is a bit questioning, Brian, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to hear what that is from you.
Yeah, so the report out there is that the Giants have had a hard time getting in contact with Darren Waller. I believe the guy's name is Ricky on Twitter. I sent you it last night. So he's basically saying that like they haven't heard from Waller all year. They have no idea what Waller's doing, and that's a bit concerning. Like I don't want to comment on his personal life. That's his thing. If he has personal issues going on, I completely understand. But you have to make that known to the team. You have to be like, hey, I'm going to take a little bit long time. I'm going through some stuff right now, but like, I will make a decision's coming. I just need to work out this stuff first. If he comes out and says that to the Giants, it takes much time you need. If you're just going to ghost the Giants, well, then we have the issue. You can't just leave the team in the dark because that's affecting what we're going to do in the draft. Should we be scouting tight ends? Should we, be looking for a tight end in the third round? Or okay, fine, we know Waller's coming back. Let's look for other positions. So it puts us behind the 8 ball that we're having a potentially explosive offensive weapon in Darren Waller just kind of leaving us in the dark.
Yeah, it's I understand what he's going through. I understand that mentally he wasn't in the right mind space to make a decision. I know this has stretched on for what, 2 months, right? About
Longer,
this longer, 2, 3 months maybe.
probably. Yeah.
And it's just, I understand that if there were issues early on in the year that, mentally he's still not okay. And I do hope he gets all the help he needs.
Mhm.
We still
Oh,
don't know what
definitely.
happened.
Yeah.
We know, we saw the report from you, and then we saw Kelsey Plum, the ex-fiance, outstanding basketball player for the WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces, by the way. And she talked about in her post saying, quote, "I walked through fire for that man, but now I see it's time to go. God has given me an incredible life, and I'm truly so grateful for the profound love from my family, and friends." And goes on to say that one day she'll share the story. So until that day comes, we'll be left speculating. Did he cheat on her? It seems like, based off the post, that possibly that happened. Maybe they had
Mhm.
issues with the marriage.
Yeah.
Um,
You don't
I
want to make
will.
a comment until you know the whole story. Like, I don't believe like you shouldn't cheat on your wife. I think that's a big scumbag move. But like I need to hear both sides first before I could, you know, rip Waller for what he did.
I will say this, as devastating and sad as it is, this was something that kind of, and you guys can believe me or not, but I feel like this was something that was kind of brewing when
Oh,
Waller signed
definitely.
when Waller signed with the Giants, because they started dating when Waller was in Vegas, and like I mentioned, Mrs. Plum also plays in Vegas
Hmm.
for the Aces. So when your husband moves across the country to play for the Giants, it's hard.
Yeah.
That may have been part of the issue. I know long distance is something a lot of people accomplish with their relationships in this world, but at the same time, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
So I don't I'm not I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the main issues behind everything. Uh, so we'll have to see what both sides of the story are.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, this was, in a way, devastating. And I do hope that both Mrs. Plum, and Mr. Waller get the help they need, the support they need from their family and friends. And until we find out the full story, we wish them nothing but the best,
Yes. Hmm.
because
We
this
wait.
is.
We wait for judgment until we know both sides.
And from a football standpoint, yes, we both were pretty upset, and if I'm being honest with you, I am still a bit upset because that, like you mentioned, that does affect the Giants' plans for the draft in some way, shape, or form, because they still do need the tight end,
Hmm.
unless you feel comfortable with Daniel Bellinger at tight end one.
I mean, I do. I really like Daniel Bellinger, but like I would like someone behind him just in case,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
he's still so young. Like he's only his third year in the league, and he really only was tight end one season.
currently on the depth chart behind Bellinger is Lawrence Cager, as we know, Chris Manhertz, and Jack Stoll, who we signed from the Eagles
Hmm.
this offseason. So we have 4 tight ends. So we can't say we don't have any tight ends, but however, it's a matter of
It's the
having that true
impact
tight
tight
end.
ends.
There you go, my brother.
Hmm.
So we'll see with that. But as of right now, just to sum everything up, the two of them have divorced after 1 year of marriage, and that's it's sad to see, because they were just married 1 year ago, actually, in March of
Yeah.
2023. So we'll see. Prayers to both, but we'll go from there.
Yeah.
I just forgot to mention that was our second down segment. Nice job. Second down. Well, that segment was presented by Yeats Sunglasses. Use the code
You're welcome,
BellyUpPod
Eats.
for 10% off your order. My apologies to Yeats. Man, I'm just so excited about the draft. I can't even focus.
Yeah.
Yeats,
No.
Yeats Sunglasses are the best sunglasses out there. They're affordable, stylish, made by outstanding materials. And every pair you buy removes 1 pound of trash from the oceans of Florida. So shout out to Yeats for sponsoring our second down segment as we shift towards our third and final segment of the show, Third Down, presented by Righteous Felon Jerky. Use the code BELLYUP for 15% off your order. One of the best snacks to have in your pantry for a guy who doesn't eat beef jerky that much at all, or anything at all. This is something you have to have. So Righteous Felon, thank you for sponsoring our segment, third down. Brian, we talked about the draft earlier in our first segment, and I want to make this clear. Um, no matter who we get today, no matter for those of you watching and listening, no matter who your team gets, all I have to say to you guys is to just trust the process. I understand, let's say me and you, Brian, let's say we, we're at 6, we get JJ McCarthy, right? And I know we've joked about like, oh, we're gonna be mad and throw stuff or in your situation, drink until we're, numb, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, we understand that we have to just trust the process, and we have to trust our GM that he's making the right move. Because at the same, we're just fans. We try our best to analyze everything. And for those of you fans of, say, the Commanders or the Patriots, if the Patriots trade down, I understand you may be upset, but at the end of the day,
I think Patriot fan, at least the Patriot fan I know, would be ecstatic because he has been saying all year how he hates Drake May and does not want Drake May. And every single time I see a report, this is like the Patriots going to draft Drake May, I'm like, I am going to have to be like babysitting him tomorrow. This is not good.
I look, it's gonna be tough because there's gonna be some teams that select players, and their fans will be like, "Why did we select him?" At the end of the day, these guys are gonna be impact players. We hope they're gonna be impact players, and the best thing we can do is support that decision that was made by our team's GM. And that's all I gotta say, because at the end of the day, no matter who your team gets, just be happy with it, and that is the mentality I will walk into today when the Giants have the 6th overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, which means,
I mean, I don't know if like you could. It's okay to be mad and like yell and stuff, but like that's okay to be mad in the moment. But like, don't crucify the guy his entire career because you didn't like the pick. If you have an open mind, watch training camp, watch him in the preseason. Like, I'll admit it. Like, Daniel Jones, hated Daniel Jones' pick, thought it was bad, and now it was bad. But I watched him in camp. I watched him against the first drive he had against the Jets, and I'm like, oh, there is something here. Like, he's putting the ball in tight windows. They're okay. Maybe he's not the most polished quarterback, but I do see what Gettleman did see in him.
Mm-hmm. As long, just get a guy that will make this team better. It doesn't matter if it's Odunze, Neighbors, Harrison Jr., who apparently some people think he's going to fall. We'll see what happens there. If it's a quarterback in JJ McCarthy, if it's Michael Penix, if it's Drake May, whoever the case may be, as long as we walk out of here with something that will make us excited for 2024, Brian, we can't even complain. Which leads us. Oh, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Before we start.
No. I was just agreeing with you.
Okay. Before we leave you guys today, so you guys can enjoy your draft and get, like, as Brian is going to be doing later today, get your food and drinks and your friends together for this once in a year, spectacular event.
Get your TV set up because you're gonna have the got the Knicks on at 7:30 and the draft on at 8. So you need the 2 TVs.
Multitasking tonight. Okay.
Yes,
Go Knicks,
sir.
by the way. Go Knicks. Let's 3-0.
There's a nightmare scenario where I hate the Giants shot JD McCarthy and the Knicks blow game at the same time, and I don't want to think. I thought about that when I woke up this morning. I'm like, there's a way within a minute both these teams can shatter my heart.
Think positive, my friend.
I had been, but it was just like, oof.
As we will do one more mock draft for you for the Giants. By the way, if you guys haven't checked us out yet, me and Brian released a separate mock drafts yesterday on bellyupsports.com. It's our last mock draft article, so check us out before tonight's event. But this one, we'll do something different. We'll collectively agree on picks, and we'll only control the Giants. Just thank you to Pro Football Focus for allowing us to do this. So without further ado, will there be any trades, Brian? Should we let the picks go slowly and then based off what we see, we'll make a trade or whatnot in the first round?
Yeah, first round, yeah.
All righty, let's start it up. Caleb, number 1. Jaden Dale's number 2. McCarthy, number 3. I'm going to stop right there because why is that happening?
I
All
don't know.
right then. Will he fall to us? Joe Alt goes 4, Harrison goes 5. Why
Drake
would?
May is there at 6.
But also Malik Neighbors is there too.
This is where you call the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. Would
The
it
Vikings
be?
wanted McCarthy. They're gonna want Drake May.
Okay, let's go to Minnesota then. There we go. I didn't see Minnesota for a second. So would you make a trade with them?
I would. I definitely would. I think
How
at
would
least
that?
it starts with their 2 first. That's
Okay.
the asking price for the 6. And then you're gonna have to throw in like a pick swap. Or at least throw in like a late round pick their way.
Okay.
To move on.
What would that pick be?
Maybe like a 4th. See what that
4th?
does.
Let's see. Minnesota's 4th, correct?
No, but I think it'd be R4 because look,
R4.
we have a 0% chance right now. Now
Okay.
it's rough.
So submit.
It's not gonna go through.
Accepted.
Oh, let's go.
All righty. Let's see. Minnesota goes Neighbors.
What? No way.
Okay, wait. Did I select something wrong on the?
No way Drake May falls to 11, okay? I'm sorry.
Okay,
If Minnesota's trading up, they're picking a quarterback.
let me redo it. I think something's wrong. Okay, scratch that from the tape.
Something's off there. Jesus.
Scratch that from the tape. Okay, so let me check the settings. 7 rounds. Draft for needs. No, let's reduce the randomness.
Yeah, no random.
No randomness. Yeah, draft for needs. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try this again. This is our
This
last
is the
mock
mock
draft. All righty. Is it gonna be running slow? No. Let's make sure it runs slow so we don't go too fast. All right. Perfect. Let's go. Caleb number 1, Daniel's number 2, May number 3.
There we
Harris
go.
number 4, Neighbors number 5. Is it still gonna be Odunze? We've gone through Odunze a lot.
Yeah, I like Odunze a lot. It's still
Okay.
gonna be Odunze.
Okay. Odunze goes 6 to us. Obviously, we both wouldn't mind that. Wide receiver number 1, like we talked about in our article, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Denver does not go quarterback. Neither does the Raiders.
Nope. Well, so Penix is still there. Nix is still there. Vikings took McCarthy at 11. Probably what's going to happen if you don't trade up.
Exactly. Picks are going. McKinstry goes to the Ravens there. Jazon Newton rounds out the first round. Jackson Powers Johnson goes and then to the Panthers. And it looks like the Giants might get their guy.
No, we went 45.
Oh, no. Penix went to the Saints.
Yeah, I kind of knew it was going to happen. If the Raiders weren't there, or if the Raiders moved from that spot, or one of those 2 teams moved, Penix is a Giant.
Dang, that's tough.
Yeah, that is tough. But you know what? We can continue with our mock draft. The safety, Tyler Nubbin. We both liked him a lot. Good run stopper, perfect for McKinney. That's what I would go with. Unless you want to trade back.
I'm thinking about trading back because I know Jacksonville doesn't need a safety. Mm-hmm. The Bengals have other positions to address. Would I trade with Cincinnati? If I was gonna, because I know Cincinnati's interested, according to this Pro Football Focus simulator.
Yeah.
I want to ask for 49 and 80. I'll give him 47. All right, well, screw you then. I want your stupid pick. Unless, because I want to trade back to get more picks.
Yeah, try doing like 97.
97, 30% chance, so increased.
115.
I'm asking for 115 and 149. I'm not asking for just 150.
Do like a 7th.
7th?
Yeah, that will get it done.
214?
Yeah, 214. Damn, no.
Dang.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so
all
2
picks. That's not bad.
Not bad either. Let's see, Max Melton and.
Look at that.
Okay, so we still get our safety, Tyler Nubin. All right. You made a great point about him last night in the article, Brian. You talked about he's a good run stopping safety.
Yeah.
And the Giants
defensive coordinator will love that. The Giants still get their guy and have more draft picks now to address more areas need on this roster.
Amen. What would you like to address in the next round? I mean, is it gonna be a corner? Do you feel like receiver? What are you thinking for as we are already in the third round now?
Right. So okay. So who's on the board here? Let's see. We got
Let's
the
see.
running back Jalen Wright. He's a potential linebacker. Junior Colston's not terrible. Blake Fisher's not horrific. Trey Benson.
Mm-hmm.
Rattler's there as a quarterback.
That is true.
There's a development guy.
You can always trade back if you want to again, but would the Giants do that twice in a row? Bucky Irving's a running back. Johnny Wilson,
I'm
Ray
torn between
Davis.
I'm torn between Benson and Rattler, or if we're being honest. Like I don't I want to get a running back, within the to go behind Singletary.
Mm-hmm.
But Rattler is such a good development project quarterback that he's not going to be there in the fourth round. And I would just
That's
kind of
the
like to
thing.
get that out of the way right now, where I know like a running back like Estimate will be sitting there. So I kind of lean to Rattler, for being honest.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Because if you don't get Rattler now, it's like Michael Pratt,
Yeah,
and it's
it
like
falls, and like Michael Pratt might be decent, but he's not. He doesn't have the potential that Rattler's such a boom or bust guy that I think it's worth the pick.
and he has good pocket presence, and he has good starting potential. So, and
Yep.
he's what 24 years old, so experience, leadership,
Exactly. Yep.
maturity. So Rattler goes
And
there.
he's bounced around the league. Like he had to be humbled, and he was. So he knows what it takes to be a good leader, a good quarterback now.
I think I saw a video saying that he might be the next Brock Purdy in terms of just unexpected talent.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so
I could definitely see that.
Draft is going so far. We have ourselves a receiver, a starting safety to replace Xavier McKinney, and a quarterback as we shift towards the fourth round at pick 107. Who are we selecting with this pick, Brian?
All right, let's see who's available on the board. So we got a tight end, 2 tight ends.
3 times. Oh, wow.
3 tight ends.
Holy
Jesus.
cow. Okay.
Safety, a center, a wide receiver, another center, a corner.
There you go.
I'm probably I'm torn between that corner and the running back from Memphis.
Blake Watson.
Yeah.
He's been impressive, actually, for Memphis. He's a good athlete, contributing in the receiving game and rushing game as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. No receivers, huh? We haven't really.
No. I mean, we already have Odunze, so we're pretty much set there.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I was thinking. My brain is like thinking about Drake May so much. I'm like, are we gonna get him today?
No, you're good.
Okay. Okay, either it's gonna be tight end. Sanat is someone the Giants have been interested in. That's when you mentioned that, but the running back position.
I think running back's a bigger need right now. I've estimated there 123 was good.
Do you feel like? Because I know we have one. Yeah, you mentioned we have 115. Do you feel like Estimate will be there at 115, and we can select someone else that possibly is?
I think so. Yeah, I think let's go with Ben Stoner out of Kansas State.
Okay, we'll go slowly here to make sure. Okay. Watson goes to the Raiders. Beautiful. Audric Estime is a Giant.
Perfect.
Unless you trade down. No, I'm just playing.
No. Estime's there. No more playing around. Get this guy. Go get Brandon Jacobs.
We talk about a lot about the Giants doing a running back by committee, and according to Pro Football Focus, they talk about his ability to be a power back fits the committee role. And honestly,
Nyack, New York, he's a New York kid.
He's fast enough, I feel like, to be a leady back.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely is. Yep.
Like, you don't have to be the fastest guy in the world, but like he's good enough. If we get him, I'll be very excited.
He will be like the steal of the draft, in my opinion, if we get him. And that might be because I've watched him his entire collegiate career, but he really is that good.
Mm-hmm. Just based off what you've wrote about, by the way, Brian is one of the beat writers for Notre Dame football, so expect him to release more articles this upcoming season.
Yeah, there's a blue and gold game article being worked on as we speak. Some breakdown. If you've ever gone to college, the last week of April is absolutely insane. So
yeah,
it's on the back burner right now. Next week, got nothing going on, so we'll really be able to sit down and analyze what happens.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm very excited. Based off what you wrote, our estimate is he's a solid back, and if the Giants
Yeah.
are able to get him, and you mentioned in your article yesterday, he's a Brandon Jacobs type of back, and I really see that in him when I see just the way he plays and just how
Yeah.
his look is. As we are in the 5th round now, the Giants have pick 166 and then 183 and 224. No more trades, or do you feel like
Yeah, no
trading
more
down? No
trades.
more
This
trades.
is kind
Okay.
of like this is just kind of like position of need and stuff. We're basically at this point in the draft, you're kind of just going off like depth.
Okay. Which position would you like to address depth wise? Offensive line, corner? What
I
are we
want to go
thinking?
line or corner. Is definitely where I
Okay.
want to go.
Let's go line first. Interior offensive line, if I'm not mistaken.
Interior, yeah.
Perfect. We have Bukes Limmer, Javion Cohen. You can definitely tell the talent decreased in the 5th
Yeah.
round when it comes to interior offensive line.
Let's look at corner, see what's
Okay,
going
look
on
corner.
there.
Yeah. Let's see. Corners. Kamal Hayden, Kalen King, Penn State. I think he met with the. I'm not sure if he met with the Giants. Nehemiah Pritchett, John Schnooten, Johnny Dixon. Okay. Talent wise, not the best either.
No.
But you did make a great point in your article, and I don't want to spoil everything you wrote.
Right. Well,
But
can.
you mentioned something about maybe not drafting a corner. Why is that the case?
Maybe just because the Giants have other areas of need. They're still, DeAndre Banks should be the cornerback one going into next year. There's still veteran corners out there, and then undrafted rookies you can throw out there. And the Giants have other safeties that can come down and slide right into that center position, that corner position. So it's really just pass coverage.
Do you feel like if we don't sign anyone, do you feel comfortable rolling with the Cordell Flott, or I hate to say it, give Trey Hawkins another chance, or Nick McLeod isn't a bad option as well?
I don't mind them, but I wouldn't be thrilled, especially with the state of getting Nubbin in the 2nd round makes me feel a little better, but
Okay.
I'm still a little concerned.
Fair enough. This is tough because at this point you mentioned depth, but it's just like defensive line. Are we going to defensive line? No, not a lot of good defensive linemen down here right now.
No, what about linebacker? Can we
Linebacker, okay.
Throw someone, yeah.
Tiffin Wallace, JT Bertrand, Steele Chambers, Darius Masau.
See, I like Darius Masau, but I think it's too early for him.
We could definitely get him at 183 for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Just we should get someone that we can get right now. Let's see who's gonna be. My hope is that Jordan Travis has a good career in the NFL. He deserves it after what he went through. By the way, just a quick note. Tackle.
Draft. Yeah, we have tackles. I mean, unless you want to maybe, see if you could potentially slide over, but I don't know.
No, this guy Walter Rouse is specifically a left tackle.
Yeah.
No, we're good. Kamal Hayden is a corner. Good season last year for Tennessee.
I think he's the pick. I don't love it, but I think he's the guy.
6'1", 197, 23 years old. If you draft by the model, just draft talented players and let the coaches do the rest. Hayden's a top 100 player. I mean, wow, he is terrible against the run.
Yeah, but he's great at coverage. So he can maybe be a situational guy coming in on 3rd down and prevent type stuff.
It might be the pick, huh?
I think he is, yeah.
Put him on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Yeah, Kamal Hayden will be the pick here at 166. Not something that we were too happy about, but at the same time, it is addressed the position.
It's solid. It's a solid pick. It's a nice depth piece at corner.
Yeah. We shift to round 6. Steele Chambers goes to the Seahawks. Heck of a name, by the way.
Yeah, Steele Chambers.
Okay. You mentioned someone you wanted to get in this.
The linebacker from UCLA who wasn't taken. There he is, right
Darius
there.
Masau. There we go.
Masau. Yep, I love this kid.
6'1", 230.
I think he fits the system so well. He's going to be, linebacker 3. He's perfect. Perfect for the role he's going to be asked to play.
Beautiful. Played on a pretty talented UCLA defensive front last year. As we shift towards our last pick here, so far so good. I like the draft.
If this was our draft class, I would be very excited.
100%.
Mhm.
We addressed the receiver, addressed the quarterbacks, addressed tight end, safety. Very need based draft.
Yeah. We had
Tonight
holes
today.
coming in, and we feel like we've plugged in a player that could fill each hole. Like Duce needs to be wide receiver one. Nubbin fills Xavier McKinney's spot. Rattler has the potential to be quarterback one day, and so on.
I agree. Last pick, Brian. We addressed pretty much everything that we just said. Who are we selecting with that last pick? What position should we look at for this
Um,
one?
Scroll down a little bit. Let's just see what else is
Sure, of
there.
course. See safety, Elijah Jones, corner.
Let's grab the Jaden Crumley from Mississippi State, that interior defensive lineman. Someone gets a little depth behind Dexter Lawrence.
Okay. I saw Christian Boyd earlier, but he went to the Packers in the 6th round. He's a guy that
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see if he
Mhm.
falls to the Giants. But Jalen Crometti, solid run defense, and isn't the best pass rusher, but hopefully he can develop at the next level. So that will
Yeah.
round out our picks, and we will see if we can speed this up.
There we go.
There we go. Guys going off the board, and that will do it. We're our final mock draft of 2024. Let's look at the grades. Odunze,
Wow.
A. Newbin, beautiful job, Brian, A+. Spencer Rattler, B+. Ben Sinat, B-. Estime, C, but screw you. We need a running back, so they're just making us look bad, Brian.
Yeah, it's because the Giants don't need a running back. We do, but we don't need a running back one. We need a running back two.
Exactly. Kamal Hayden, a B. Darius Masau, B+, and Jaden McCremetti, B+ as well. Ranks in the top 62% of New York draft, so it should be in the top 30%, but that's just me. We get an overall grade of an A. And then to round out the first round in terms of the league as a whole, not many surprises. Caleb Williams, Daniels, May, Harrison, Neighbors, Odunze goes to 6 to us. Alt, Turner, Bowers to the Bears, and then Fashanu is the tackle to the Jets, followed by McCarthy, and everyone else is there for your viewing pleasure. And
I'd be ecstatic. If this is what the Giants did this week, I'd be ecstatic.
Oh yeah, I mean we addressed everything, all the positions indeed. The only thing we didn't address really was offensive line, but I mean,
But
let's
again,
be honest, we
we
feel
kind of did free
comfortable.
agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Andrew Thomas and JMS. Neal should be better.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of just like the guards at this point, but we have decent guard play, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
My apologies to the comment section. We didn't get to you guys as the mock draft was like on one screen and I was looking through that. So Boxes 713 from Twitch. Okay, Twitch. Okay. Says Chargers would love that. Yes, the Chargers did go with Neighbors. Yes, they went with Neighbors. So yeah, I agree. Chargers would love that.
Oh yeah, they would.
Mr. Kevin Wilson says Penix to the Saints. I'm not feeling it either, Kevin. However, it is realistic because they got to get out of the Derek Carr contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they need some kind of hope.
Let's see. And then Bucky Irving. Yes, me and Kevin mentioned that on the second episode of the Pigging Out podcast on Tuesday. Episode is on my YouTube channel, so check it out. Check us out there. Because Bucky Irving is first off, heck of a name. Bucky
Irving's great.
Bucky Irving. And he's a back to watch if the Giants possibly have their eye on him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go, I would like to go for on a fourth down if that's okay.
That's fine. I love going on fourth down.
Cool with me. I would say I'm gonna combine 3 short segments into one. First off, okay. Brandon Ayuk traded today or no?
No.
Okay. Trey Hendrickson traded or no?
No, I don't think so.
T. Higgins.
Yes. I think T. Higgins gets traded. He's the man of the trade. And especially what we just saw with the Amon St. Brown just got signing. Justin Jefferson's getting a contract soon. Those 2 contracts are going to very significantly impact Jamar Chase's signing. And if those contracts are as high as say they are, they can't afford to keep T. Higgins. And I think the writing is on the wall T. Higgins wants out. I think it's just best for both sides to just end this relationship and just kind of move on.
Is there a team that you could see getting him today or tonight, I should say?
I can see a wide receiver needy team that maybe can't get one of the big three.
Okay.
I can't think of a team like right off the top of my head, but like I could see a team like, all right, we can't get one of those guys. Let's just pivot and go that way.
The Jets?
Jets could pair him up with Garrett Wilson. That wouldn't be bad. Give him 10. Definitely see it.
Okay. Because Cincy could definitely improve their team with the 10th.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers to the Bengals. You mentioned Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell getting paid yesterday as well by the Lions. Both 4-year contracts, both over at least $112 million for each guy. No surprises there, right?
No, absolutely. I have my roommate tried to convince me Amon-Ra St. Brown was an overpayment because he's a slot guy. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? He might be a slot guy, but he's a wide receiver one in that offense, all right? He gets paid wide receiver one money. Who cares where he lines up?
He's so good.
He's so good. He deserves every contract, every dollar that contract deserves.
And just think of the name, Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra.
Oh, it's so cool.
Brown.
St. Brown's such an awesome jersey to have.
Oh man, he has some brothers in the league too. Equanimous St. Brown.
The Bears, I think.
Their parents did a heck of a job naming their
everyone
kid.
Always talks about the Mannings. No one really talks about these guys. There are other people outside the Mannings guys. The Kelseys, the St. Browns.
Others.
Who are the other ones? There's another one. Harbaugh's. They have two good coaches.
There you go. Harbaugh's players. Can't read.
More brothers out there. Oh, the McCourty twins.
Twins. Devin and Jason.
I know they're both. I think they're both retired now, but still, they were very good for a while in New England.
Great careers.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say the Barbers, but that's pushing it too far.
No, the Barbers were good.
Yeah, but that was like a while ago.
It was, yeah, but Tiki was good, and Rondell, shut down the vet. So,
yeah. Tiki, Saquon is dead to us.
Tiki, he made a few comments after he retired about Eli that really soured Giants fans' opinions of him. I think he won it back now.
Okay, good, because that was gonna be a whole new segment. I'm gonna say, he said what about my franchise quarterback?
Yeah, this was back in like 2006, like when Eli was like just starting out. He basically was criticizing Eli and Coughlin, and then the Giants won the Super Bowl. So,
okay, I'm lucky he backed up on what he said because we might have some issues.
Yeah.
All right, so we did Weddle before, Brian, but now we're gonna do something called Draftle. So basically, we have to figure out the player based off the information we get. So whether that's the players that were drafted in a certain round, and so on and so forth. So,
all right.
With that being said, before we go, we gotta knock this out. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a player, and we'll figure this out.
So it's like a current NFL player or in this draft class?
Current NFL player, and it's just a matter of.
Let's do T. Higgins. Who we were just talking about.
Wow. Okay, so this player is in the AFC. He's a receiver drafted either 2018 or 2019, and he was chosen in round 2, but selected with the 34th or 35th overall pick. But he is a receiver in the AFC.
Okay. I'm trying to think of young AFC receivers right now.
Me too. Okay.
All right. So it's not in the North. So it's the AFC East. Wasn't Garrett Wilson.
Wilson was like top something.
Yeah.
Bills, no. Dolphins, no. Waddle was first round.
Jacoby Myers?
So is he not an option, or?
Yeah, he's got a weird name of spelling his name. Hang on.
Okay.
Jakobi.
Jakobi. He's not on the list.
Okay, that's weird.
Huh? Well, he's not drafted.
Not Jacoby Myers. Oh, let's see what he was then.
Yeah, that's. I mean, at this point, he must have been undrafted.
Yeah, he was undrafted
Oh,
in
okay.
2019. So the year we got the year
Of the year. Okay.
undrafted. Okay. Let's think of the receivers then.
AFC. Let's go to the South.
Yeah. Now, okay. Here's the thing. Does he have to be drafted by this team, or is he just on this team now? Because could it be Jalen Rager?
It's drafted. It's
Could be Jalen Rager.
oh.
He was a second round guy.
NFC. Oh no, because I think it's
okay.
yeah, it's drafted in it's
All right. I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay.
so they have to be drafted by an AFC team. Yeah, this is weird. I mean, we never done this before, so this is new. AFC West receivers. Who was drafted? 2019.
Courtland Sutton.
Sutton. Okay.
Was he a first round guy or was he a second round guy?
I want to give it a try. It will give us.
I know Judy was first.
Yo.
Let's go.
That's lit. On the dot.
Mm-hmm.
How did you?
I don't know. That counts as 2 picks. I don't count Jalen Rager because we didn't know the rules.
That is true. We got it in 2. Courtland Sutton was the player. Yeah, this is weird because it was just a weird thing to try out. But I thought NFL draftable. Might as well give it a try.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it was fun. It was fun. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Well, we'll do more of those in our next few episodes. But I know for you guys have a draft to prepare for. I know, Brian, do you have any more classes today?
I got 2 classes to go sit through today, so it's going to be a very boring day for me. I'm going to go get a sandwich and try not to think about it.
All right, knock that out. Well, for you guys listening and watching, as always, thank you so much for your support. The fact that you guys come in with every episode and check us out, it's always much appreciated. And our recent mock draft video got about 80 views on the channel, which is considering where we were a month or 2 ago.
That's huge.
100% big improvements. So shout out to you guys for your support. And we will couple notes. Check out our article if you haven't already on our mock draft for the Giants that we did separately. We just did one together, but we did another one separately. Check out today. There's going to be a NFL live draft tracker. I will be keeping you guys updated on all the picks in the first round, trades, or just players in general. And like I said in the beginning, just enjoy the draft today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Don't be upset who your team gets.
Be upset, but don't be unreasonable.
There you go. Be responsible.
Exactly.
Hey, don't go.
Be responsible tonight. Anyone who's drinking, responsibility number
one. Take it away from Brian. Take it from Brian. Brian knows how. Hey, when you told me you went to class after your little thing, that's when I know.
Say how long it was for? I'll say it. I don't care.
Go ahead.
All right, so we started at 5 p.m. We didn't start till 7 in the morning.
14 hours.
I went to class at 11. And
you still went to class. No sleep. Well, barely any sleep.
Yep, I had sleep. I drank a Red Bull and went.
Responsibility. It was a fun episode, Brian, as always. Episode 3 is now in the books. We will see you guys on Monday. And we will see who the Giants select. All the reaction from not just the Giants, but teams across the league. Thank you for listening and watching, and thank you for your support. We'll see you guys on Monday. Enjoy the